Get started on the Wheatsheaf stitch, we need to create our foundation chain in multiples of 5 plus 2. So 5, 10, 15, 20 and then add 2 depending on how big you want your piece to be or your swatch to be. So I have chained 37 here, so it's 35 plus 2 and that's going to be the size of my piece today. And I'm using a chunky yarn and a 6mm hook. Let's get started on the stitch. To get started on the stitch, we are going to place a single crochet. So I'm using US terms. If you're from the UK, then this is known as a double crochet, but for the purposes of this tutorial, I'll be using US crochet terms. A link for a conversion chart will be in the description box below. So a single crochet in the second chain from the hook, not counting this chain on the hook, 1 and 2. So you're going to go in there for a single crochet, and then you're just going to go into the next stitch with a single crochet as well. And then we're going to chain 3. We're going to be skipping 2 chains, 1 and 2, and we're going to place a single crochet into that next chain. And then we're going to place single crochet in the next 2 chains. And then we're going to chain 3 again. And just like before, we're going to skip 2, place a single crochet into that 3rd chain, and then again into the next 2 chains. And that's our pattern repeat until we're almost at the end of this row. So you want 3 single crochets, chain 3, skip 2, 3 single crochets. And we're going to carry on like that until we're almost at the end. Oh, no, did it wrong. Chain 3, 2, 3, skip 2, 1, 2, and then 3 single crochets into those next 3 chains. So chain 3, and you'll just carry on this way, skip 2, 3 single crochet into the next 3 stitches. You'll carry on this way all the way to the end, or almost the end. At the end you should have your chain 3, and then like the beginning we should have 2 spaces for 2 single crochets. So I'm going to meet you back when I'm nearly at the end. I'm almost there now, and then I'll go over these end few stitches with you. So I'm almost at the end of my row. I have chained 3 for my last chain 3. Then I'm going to skip 2, and I've got 2 stitches left, just like we did at the beginning of our row. So I'm going to just single crochet into those last 2 stitches, and then I'm going to chain 1 and turn my work. So our work should be looking a little something like this at the moment. So to get started on row 2, we're going to work into that first stitch here that is directly below our chain 1. So we're just going to go in there with a single crochet, then working into our chain 3 spaces, we're going to pop 5 double crochet. So double crochet in the US, treble crochet if you're in the UK, into that space there. So I'll go ahead and do this first one with you. 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5. And then we need to pop a single crochet into the middle of the 3 singles from the previous row. So we did 3 single crochets between our chain 3s. So we're not going into the first one, we're going into the second one. So into there with a single crochet just to anchor that fan stitch down. And then you are just going to repeat as you did before in your chain 3 space with 5 double crochets, working into that middle chain, middle single crochet, sorry, from the 3 from the row below, with 1 single crochet, 5 double, 1 single, 5 double, all the way to the end, and I'm going to meet you back at the end where we're going to move on to row 3. So once we have made our last 5 double crochets here, we have 2 stitches left and we need to anchor this fan down. So we're going to skip that first stitch there and we're going to go straight into the last stitch of the row with a single crochet. Now to move on to row 3, we're going to chain 3, 1, 2, 3, and turn our work. Now working back along, we need to almost create the first row again. So we're going to skip the first 2 stitches. So we're going to skip this one and this one. So this is our first stitch of the row, and then this next stitch that we're skipping is the top of our first double crochet. Then we're going to go into the next 3 stitches with single crochets. So we're skipping 2 and we're working into the next 3 with single crochets. 1, 2 and 3. Then we're going to chain 3 just like before. 1, 2, 3. We're going to skip the next 3 stitches and work into the same stitches on the fan each time. So we're skipping 1, 2 and 3, and we're working into these top 3 stitches with single crochets. 2 and 3, then we're going to chain 3, 1, 2 and 3, and again we're going to skip the next 3 stitches and work into the next 3 on the top of this fan here. So 1, 2, 3, and we're going to work 3 single crochets along here. So I will let you carry on, pause and rewind the video if you need to, chaining 3, skipping 3, single crocheting 3, all the way to the end of your row till your work looks a little something like this section here. And then I'm going to meet you back at the end, show you how to finish off the row and move on to the next row. So once we've reached the end, we need to mimic our chain 3 from the beginning. So once we have done our last 3 single crochet, we are going to chain 1. You should have 2 stitches left, and then you're just going to do a half double crochet in that last stitch. So you've got 2 stitches left, skip the first one, go into the last one and create a half double crochet, chain 3 and turn your work. Now we want to keep our edges nice and straight on this project, so to do that on this row we need to create a half shell at the beginning, or a half fan. So this chain 3 counts as 1 double crochet. We're going to do 2 more into this spot here. 1 and 2. Then just like we did on these rows here, we're going to anchor it down into that middle single crochet. So skip 1 into the second one with a single crochet, and then into our gaps we need to do 5 double crochet. 1, 2, 3, grab some more yarn, 4 and 5, and then we're going to anchor it down just like before into this center one here with a single crochet, and you're going to do that all the way to the end until your work starts to look a little something like this, and you can start to see the fans now, and then it's a pattern repeat from the beginning here. So we'll go over that with you when you get to the end, and I'll meet you there. So your work should be looking a little something like this. Once you've made your last 5 double crochet fan, you just need to anchor it down within that second single crochet there with a single crochet. Then just like we did at the beginning, creating this half fan, we need to do this at the end. So we need to create 3 double crochets into that space. 2 and 3. Then we're going to chain 1 and turn our work. And now we're going to create our single crochets, chain 3s again. So to start off, we need to go into this very first stitch here, so the one under the chain 1, in there with a single crochet, then in the next one with a single crochet, then we're going to skip 3, 1, 2 and 3, and work in those next 3 on the top of our fan with single crochets. So skip 3, 1, 2, 3, single crochet in the next 3 stitches. Then we're going to chain 3, 1, 2 and 3, and then we're going to skip 3 again, 1, 2, 3, and single crochet in the next 3 on top of our fan. 1, 2, 3. While you're making your single crochets, I would love to ask you to subscribe to my channel if you haven't already, and give this video a massive thumbs up. It really helps me to know that you're enjoying the content, and to know to make more of it if you subscribe to my channel. Once you have crocheted in those 3, we're going to chain 3 and repeat all the way to the end. Skip 3, 3 single crochets, chain 3, skip 3 to the end, where I will meet you back and go over how to finish this row with you, and then let you know the pattern repeat. Once you've created your last chain 3, you're going to skip 3 chains, and then you're going to chain in the last 2 stitches. So one stitch will be looking like a normal stitch, and the very last stitch will be the top of the chain 3. Now it's really important that you still go into that chain 3 with a single crochet. Let's bring that loop over, because if you don't, then you won't keep those nice straight edges on your project. So single crochet in there, and that is the end of the pattern repeat for the wheat sheath stitch. To continue the pattern, you just need to repeat rows 2, 3, 4 and 5 for as long or as you want your project to be. And as you can see, it's a lovely pattern. It works really well, even just the first row for a border of a blanket, or this pattern's really lovely for a scarf. And obviously the chunkier you get with it, the more textured the stitch will look. So that's it for today. Join me on the next tutorial, and remember, if you're not subscribed, to subscribe to my channel.